Assalamualaikum and good morning to respected lecturer, Associate Professor Dr. Azam bin Uthman, also friends. We from Group 1 will present our assignment entitled The Environment of Human Resource Development and Management. Our group members are Muhammad Azwan bin Muslim, Mardiah Hayati binti Abdul Rahman, Mislina binti Ahmad, Nurul Akmal binti Baharudin, and Hafsham Noor bin Abdul Hamid. I am Muhammad Azwan bin Muslim. Will give the introduction of this topic. Table of content of our groups are Introduction, Concept of Environment of Human Resource Management and Human Resource Development, Dynamic Human Resource Development and Management, Human Resource Management, Internal and External Environment, Human Resource Development, Internal and External Environment, Conclusion, and the last one, References. The objective of the presentation are to describe the concept of human resource management and human resource development, to explain the environment factors and how it's influencing human resource management activities, to explain the environment factors in human resource development, to discuss the importance of knowing and analyzing this factor on the organization. Environment in managing human resources. The changes taking place in the organizational environment indicate the organization needs to be sensitive and prepared to face it. Environmental changes from various aspects will give impact on human resource management. Two environment factors known as internal and external environment, which my friend will review after this, will help the audience understand the importance of being sensitive to these factors. This is because this factor can affect the management of human resources and subsequently the performance of the company.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. I am Mardiah Hayati Abdul Rahman. I will continue to the concept of environment of HRM and HRD. I will begin with the organization development movement. The concept of the behavioral scientists provided the impetus for the organizational development (OD) movement of the 60s and 70s, whose beliefs were summarized by Benny's Organizational Development edition Wesley 1969 as follows. First, a new concept of man based on increased knowledge of his complex and shifting needs, which replaced an oversimplified, innocent, push-button idea of man. Second, a new concept of power based on collaboration and reason, which replaced a model of power based on coercion and threat. And third, a new concept of organization values based on humanistic democratic ideas, which replace the mechanistic value system of bureaucracy. The OD movement advocates the implementation of programs designed to improve the effectiveness with which an organization functions and respond to change, with particular emphasis on how people carry out their work and interact with one another. The interest in corporate culture has derived partly from the organizational behavior specialists, but importantly, the main thrust behind the cult of culture has come from empirical studies of the ingredients that make for corporate success. One of the seminal works was The Art of Japanese Management by Richard Pascal and Anthony Etters. The study of the secrets of Japanese business success attributed much of it to the creation of powerful organizational cultures. Another influential work was In Search of Excellence by Peters and Waterman. They found that companies whose only articulated goals were financial did not do nearly as well as companies that had broader sets of values. What is environment? So in short, you can say environment comprises all those forces which have their bearing on the functioning of various activities, including human resource activities. Secondly, environment scanning helps HR manager become proactive to the environment, which is characterized by change and intense competition. And lastly, human resource management is performed in two types of environments, internal and external. So, since work and its management are human activities set in motion, carried out, supervised, monitored, and assessed by people who are constantly interacting with each other, human factors are crucially important. Nevertheless, managers do not always act as though they fully understand and acknowledge that success in management has to be based on an awareness and at least a broad knowledge of human behavior. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Mardia. I'm your Akmal Baharuddin. Will continue under the topic Human Resource Development and Management. Resource development and management are dynamic process of supporting an organization's development. It is a situation-specific process focused on a strategic corporate approach to people. Why is human resource development and management dynamic in nature? Human resource development and management practices involve through turbulent developments. Furthermore, instead of neatly distributed rules following meticulously scheduled planning, human resource development and management practices are influenced by various organizational actors. Here is the viewpoints of human resource development and management. They are human resource approach, management approach, systems approach, proactive approach, strategic approach, soft approach, and hard approach. Now we look at human resource development and management process. The human resource development and management process contains the following sequence activities: job analysis and design, human resource planning and forecasting, employee recruitment, employee selections, training and development, performance planning, evaluations, compensations, and benefits. Good human resource practice used along this sequence of fosters performance improvements, knowledge and skill development, and loyal employees who desires to remain with the organization. According to Trace Pisanos and Schwen 1997, differently dynamic environments make the use of differently shaped dynamic capabilities routines for reconfigurations. According to Eisenhardt 2000, dynamic capabilities can be broadly defined as organizational rules and routines for manipulating resources to match and even to create market change. The strategic human resource management plays a central role in supporting in creation and maintenance of dynamic capabilities in order to keep pace with the firm's environment. There are four strategic fields where different dynamic capabilities are required that have to be established and maintained by different strategic human resource management systems. First, replication stability. Second, administrative stability. Third, continuous change. And fourth, structural ambidexterity. Next, Sister Miss Lina will continue for the next topic. Welcome, sis.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Ms. Lina binti Ahmad. I will cover the discussion regarding the topic of internal and external environment of human resource management. Human resource management is performed in two types of environments. These are internal and external. External environment is the environment that exists outside the organization. It includes factors and forces outside the organization that affect its performance. Meanwhile, internal environment is the environment that exists inside the organization. The elements of external environments comes from these six factors, which are politic, economy, demographic, national culture and tradition, technology, and legislation. These are discussion on external environment. Number one is politic. Political environment covers the impact of political institution on human resource management practices. For example, democratic political system increase the expectation of workers for their well-being. The total political environment is composed of three institutions. These are legislature, executive, and judiciary. The second is economy. Economic forces include growth rate and strategy, industrial production, national and per capita incomes, money and capital markets, competitions, industrial labor, and globalization. All these forces have significant influence on wage and salary levels. Growing unemployment and reservation in employment also affect the choice for recruitment and selection of employees in organization. Number three is demographic. Demographic variables include sex, age, literacy, mobility, etc. Modern workforce is characterized by literate. The fourth external factors is national culture and traditions. According to Bingle 2006 stated, firms should consider the values, myths, behavioral types, ritual and expectation of society when they are identifying human resource management policy and strategies. Thus, organizations would be stronger in competition. Number five is technology. Changes in technology could provide more appropriate infrastructure for mental and physical human health. It is a systematic application of organized knowledge to practical tasks. With the advancements in technology, jobs tend to become more intellectual or upgraded. Now, the jobs require the skills of educated and knowledgeable workers. As pointed out by Bingle 2006, technological developments require flat organizational structure to allow highly qualified personnel demonstrate their creativeness. Number six is legislation or regulation. All of the policies for human resource management should be in accordance with legal necessities. Firms should behave in the frames of regulation which are the implementation of law or putting it into practice. Kane and Palmer, 1995, discussed that equal opportunity, occupational health, and industrial relations could be influenced primarily by the legislation. Now we discuss the internal environment of human resource management. It comes from three factors, which are number one, unions, number two, organizational, culture and conflict, and number three, professional body. Regarding the unions, the organization's personal activities are influenced by its own union as well as the unions of the other organization. A trade union is an association of workers or management formed to protect their own individual interests. Number two, organizational culture and conflict. Every organization has its own culture. Organizational culture is the result of all the organization's features, its people, successes, and its failure. Organizational culture shapes the future by reflecting the past. Number three is professional bodies. The impact of the apex body, National Institute of Personnel Management or NIPM, on human resource experts is minimal. The body has not been able to prescribe its accreditation for the human resource manager.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. Thank you, Sister Miss Lina. I am Hafsham Nur bin Abdul Hamid and I will continue discussing the topic of my own, which is internal and external environments of human resource development. Human resource management, HRM, is a branch of management that is concerned with making best possible use of the enterprise's human resources by providing better working conditions to the employees. It involves those activities that arrange and coordinate the human resources of an entity. It aims at maintaining good relations at various levels of management. Meanwhile, human resource development, HRD, is a wing of HRM that keeps focusing on the growth and development part of the organization's manpower. So there are many people to whom HRM and HRD convey the same meaning, but it is not true. The term human resource development or HRD refers to the development of people working in an organization. It is part of HRM that aims at improving skills, knowledge, competencies, attitude, and behavior of employees of the organization. The purpose of the HRD is to empower and strengthen the abilities of the employees so that their performance will get better than before. Human resource development involves providing opportunities to the employees that will prove beneficial in their all-round development. The opportunities are training and development, career development, performance management, talent management, coaching and mentoring, key employee identification, and succession planning. So there are many organizations work for the human resource development of employees from the day they join the enterprise, and the process continues until the end of their employment term. As per Sister Mardia Hayati's explanation earlier, an organizational environment plays a vital role in ensuring an organization can achieve its organizational goals. In general, the organizational environment comprises all those forces which have their bearing on the functioning of various activities, including human resource activities. Some elements or factors drive an organization's ongoing forces to strive for its goals. Sister Nurul Akmal explained that this dynamic nature of HRM and HRD makes their practices evolve through hard times, and there is no one size fits all. There are no single set of structure on implementing HRM strategies for an organization. It depends on the size, type, organizational status, and organizational goals of the organization. Since HRD is a subset of the HRM, the elements and factors that influence and affected the HRM strategy's implementation also impacted HRD in an organization. The internal and external elements or factors of HRM that have been discussed by Sister Ms. Lina also impacted HRD directly or indirectly. Surbi noted that the internal and external environments of HRM and HRD are similar in certain ways depending on its organizational nature. For example, HRD is an organizationally oriented process that is a subsystem of a big system in an organization, an ongoing process which aims at developing the skill, knowledge, and competency of workers and the entire organization. HRM role and policies in hiring new employees directly impact the HRD role in planning and providing staff training and development program.
Human resource management aims on planning human resources. Human resource management is simply not able to escape from being influenced by environment, as organization is a competitive entity dependent on the surrounding community. There are two factors that affect the environment and affect the management of human resources, which are internal environment factors and external environment factors. Internal environment factors are situations that exist in an organization, such as organizational mission, organizational culture, and management style, which can be controlled and monitored by the organization. External factors of organization are situations or events that occur outside the organization that also affect the internal management of the organization. External environment factors include labor, legal, society, trade union, customer, shareholder, competition, technology, and economy. Each element will affect the organization either separately or even combination between elements. This influence will reflect in terms of threats or opportunities over the management of human resources. Most of the environment associated with the organization are sometimes dynamic because they involve humans. As conclusion, the changes that occur in environment require human competence and competitiveness. The failure of the manager in managing the organization will give negative impact on the organization. Remember, to be a good human resources manager, you must be environmental sensitive.
These are some references from these topics. That's all from me. Thank you.